afternoon, you guys. My name is Christina, and in today's video I would like to talk to you about maladaptive daydreaming, why you should stop maladaptive daydreaming, and I'm going to give you some anecdotes from my life, and I hope this video is able to help you. So first thing I'm going to get into is I'm going to get into the definition. So when I Google maladaptive daydreaming, it says maladaptive daydreaming is a condition where a person experiences intense, excessive, and highly distracting daydreams that interfere with daily life. While not an official psychiatric diagnosis, it is common among individuals dealing with underlying issues like trauma, anxiety, ADHD, or emotional distress. Unlike normal mind wandering, maladaptive daydreaming can take over hours of your day and manifest in specific ways. For instance, intensive immersion. Daydreams feature highly detailed storylines, complex characters, and immersive fictional universes. Physical movements. Many people pace, rock, make facial movements, or whisper while fantasizing. And finally, music addiction, right? Listen to music could lead to maladaptive daydreaming or trigger it, right? And it goes on to say how it causes distress because you're unable to work, study, or sleep, or maintain real life and real relationships, right? So my maladaptive daydreaming wasn't that. I was still doing everything, but I was just in my own world, right? So when I was doing it, I was about 19, and the way I would do it is that I would just have this immersive world where it'd be like I would have this guy that was very interested in me. It could be the same guy or different guys. Sometimes I would be me, or I'd be more interested in looking somebody I think that's pretty according to what I think beautiful means, right? So I wouldn't be myself, right? Sometimes I would get in these situations where the guy would profess his love for me, or it would be that I would be in this whole thing where there'd be these bunch of teenagers and we would all be buddies and stuff like that. It was just very immersive, very it was just a lot, because I would just be thinking a lot of different scenarios. Sometimes it'd be inspired by fiction, sometimes it'd be inspired by something I saw on TV, and it would just be a lot, right? So then how did I get over my maladaptive daydreaming is that when I turned 20 and I was going to college in the city, and what ended up happening is that for some reason I started to get into fashion, right? I would people watch, which is one of my favorite things to do, especially when you're waiting in between classes, right? And there's certain districts like Soho, NoHo, certain districts where it's very highly fashionable. 14th Street. I would sometimes go off campus and basically I would go off campus and I would basically people watch in certain designated areas where it's like a lounge or something like that, or you could relax. And I got really inspired by New York fashion around that time. And so that area of time was either 2008, 2009, 2010. Around that time I was 19 going on 20, right? So that I became very interested in fashion. And what ended up happening is that I was like, you know what? I started to think about how I could improvise on certain things I would see people wear, and it got me really interested in like being more proactive in my own life, right? So then I would start buying new clothes. My mom at the time, she had bought me a lot of clothes and I was just not really wearing them. So I was like, okay, how can I improvise and make this my own based off what I saw, right? And I also became more like proactive in courses. Like I tried ballet one time. I think one time I tried pottery. I tried courses I was very interested in as electives, right? I tried dance, I tried different types of dances. I really got into like things that really fascinated me, and I also started to talk to people more, right? Putting myself more out there. And what I noticed within the weeks and months that would pass is that I began, one day I was just reflecting and I was like, oh whoa, I haven't daydreamed in like over months, right? So what I realized is that when I stopped, or when I actually started to be more proactive in my life, the maladaptive daydreaming actually stopped on its own. So if you're somebody and you're like, you want to get over this, I would say sometimes it could be a form of depression, being bored, you're uninspired, you don't have an active life where it's like you have something to look forward to. So these daydreams are something you're looking forward to, right? I would say, especially if you're a student you're in college, you're in high school, you're like an adult, and you just basically, you daydream a lot, you basically daydream your life away. I would say to basically begin to be more proactive in your life, right? Be proactive, get into things that interest you a lot, so that you could basically break free from maladaptive daydreaming. So then you guys, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. My name is Fantasizing. Have a lovely day, you guys.